Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video on my channel, Hairliciously. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe so you guys are updated on hair loss and hair transplant topics, as well as updates on current hair loss treatments in the pipeline. So in today's video, I actually wanted to share with you some rather unfortunate news that I heard about Stemson Therapeutics. For those who do not know what Stemson Therapeutics has been working on, it is a biotech company that was founded by Dr. Alexey Tershkik and Dr. Jeff Hamilton. Stemson Therapeutics, amongst many other companies in the pipelines for treating hair loss, was in the works for finding a solution to creating an unlimited supply of donor hair by creating hair-inducing dermal papilla cells using induced pluripotent stem cells, also known as iPS cells. Now, these cells are a type of pluripotent stem cell that can be generated directly from the adult cells, and the technology was actually first pioneered in Japan back in 2006. And it was pretty promising in the fact that the introduction of 4 specific genes encoding transcription factors could convert adult cells into pluripotent stem cells. This is important not only for hair, but also for regenerative medicine, since iPS cells can multiply indefinitely and give rise to every other cell type in the body, and eventually represent a single source of cells that could be used to replace those that are lost or damaged due to disease. So, in other words, they were basically on a hunt to not only cure hair loss through an infinite supply of hair grafts, but also to cure cancer and other degenerative diseases. Now, unfortunately, Stemson Therapeutics has been forced to shut down their company due to financial hardships. And this is a huge shocker for me because, Stemson has been one of the top hair loss treatment company contenders that I truly felt would contribute to finding a cure through hair multiplication. And, they've just come so far with years of research and clinical trials. Their website has been shut down, and there was a correspondence between Stemson's CEO and the author of Hair Loss Cure 2020, where the CEO, Jeff Hamilton, stated, quote unquote, "Thanks for reaching out. Unfortunately, all is not okay. Due to lack of funding, this historically bad biotech funding market since 2022, Stemson has been forced to cease operations and shut down. I wish it were a different outcome. We were going after the holy grail and the most difficult approach to regenerate hair follicles, but one that could actually be curative. It requires an enormous amount of investment, and the investment community didn't have enough enthusiasm for it. Hopefully someone will be able to pick it up where we left off in the future. I wish you all the best and happy holidays." Now, as some of you guys are aware, biotech startups can be extremely difficult to fund for various reasons. And one of the main reasons relates to the fact that startups require a significant upfront investment to develop and test their technology. The cost of extensive research, conducting preclinical trials, clinical trials, and experiments, obtaining regulatory approvals, and commercializing the technology can be prohibitively high. The issue is that, with hair loss treatment companies like Stemson Therapeutics, Dr. Suji, Rogaine, especially for cell-based treatments, it has an extremely lengthy and long development cycle. And because of these really long development cycles that can easily last anywhere from several years to a decade or even more, it can really be difficult to secure funding, especially as investors are often looking for quicker returns. There's also the issues with, regulatory hurdles where the companies need to navigate, a complex regulatory environment, including FDA approvals and securing intellectual property rights. The regulatory approval process can also be very lengthy and uncertain, and it's challenging for investors to accurately evaluate the potential of a product or research. Since the inception of Stemson Therapeutics in 2018, Dr. Tershkik had actually addressed the issue with moving forward with the research, and that it's going to be a concern due to financial constraints. And, over the years, Stemson did secure several millions of dollars from companies including Allergen and Fortunes Capital, in addition to raising $15 million in Series A funding in 2021. In early 2024, they also had a licensing deal with Japanese company Adherence, which is a parent company of Bosnian Hair Club, for exclusive global rights to their proprietary hair regeneration cell therapy technology, in hopes of complementing both technologies to accelerate timelines across their programs. But this apparently was not enough, and it's crazy to see how Stemson has now fallen in the same footsteps as Adherence when they had to liquidate their research in 2013. And now with Stemson Therapeutics having ceased operations completely, Adherence has fallen for a second time and will very likely never recover from this. Now, my hope is with Dr. Suji now, at least in terms of hair stem cell multiplication research. And this is probably going to be one of the closest in potentially delivering its treatment in human clinical trials in the near future. And when I say, closest, realistically, commercialization, honestly, it's not going to happen for another like 5 to 10 years, if it's even successful. And the thing is, even with Dr. Suji, there's always, unfortunately, the possibility of them also following the same footsteps as Stemson, whether it's due to financials or having issues with developing their technology. I'm not honestly sure if Stemson will ever return, unless it can secure funding for tens of millions of dollars needed to continue its research. If they can, secure funding, I don't see a reason why they cannot continue operations or perhaps join hands with another company that is more financially stable. But, this kind of just shows the reality of these biotech companies, no matter how great the research is and how far they've come along, without the financials to back up the research, companies can no longer cease to function. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you guys this unfortunate news on a company that, at least to me, looked very promising and also to a lot of people. Hopefully, this company will be able to pick up, or another company will be able to pick up from where they left off, or better yet, have somebody or a company who is able to provide funding. And this really also shows, how far we truly are when it comes to hair multiplication stem cell treatment. And the best thing you guys can do right now is to take preventative measures with treatments available, including 5-AR inhibitors like finasteride or dutasteride, topical, oral minoxidil, anti-androgens. The best thing that you guys can do at the moment is to be proactive and get on preventative treatments. I know that some people are really hoping and keeping their fingers crossed that hair stem cell multiplication is going to be a thing in the near future. And, they actually really bet on this and don't get on any medication in hopes that this technology was one day going to be a reality. But, the truth is, nothing is promised, and don't ever put all of your eggs in one basket. Get on medication. Medication that works, and when the time does eventually come where hair multiplication is actually proven to work and is commercialized, then you can also look into different options. Speaking of medication, in a separate video, I will also give you guys an update on my future journey with oral minoxidil and oral dutasteride, so stay tuned for that. But that's about it. Wraps up this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Stemson Therapeutics and where their direction is going to be heading, and if you believe that they are going to be making a return. But thanks for all of your support, guys. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Take care.